Yes, welcome to this class. So I've started my machine, and here we have our target, which is 10.8.0.2. So I think the next thing to just do is start the OpenVPN, which we've started, and we are good to go. So the next thing is to do an Nmap scan, which I have really done. What's the name of our machine? That's knock it. So let me quickly open what's it called. So I scan this machine. So we can say that port 21 is open, which is our FTP. We don't really know if it's open because it's filtered. So when we say filtered, we don't know if it's open. So it might be that it's open but it's behind firewall, and might be that it's also closed and still behind firewall, but filtered means it's behind firewall. So it's not giving us if it's open or closed. So we have, of course, we can see that 22 SSH is open. We already see that 80 is open. So let's try the port 80 and see what's in our port 80. So 10.8.0.2. So sorry, it should bring the results because I still have my, let me clear my browser history first. So in case you have this kind of issue, so this is what you just have to do: clear the whole of your browser history. So if we do something like this again, I don't think so it gives us that particular address. But before we proceed, let's check our 80 hosts such that we are not doing something that's so so for good, let's just remove it from our so we know we are doing the right thing now. So this is what we have on our web page, just lying fallow, nothing fantastic there. So I did a UDP scan also, so which I have we can see from my UDP scan that port 161, which is SNMP, is also open. So how do we enumerate our SNMP? So we can just go to, we always make use of Google, of browsing, for us to know things on how to solve issues. So if you want to know many things about SNMP, you can come to Ashik to know so many things about basic information about SNMP. So but for today, basic information is not what we want to talk about or what we want to know, rather than SNB enumeration. So as you can see, this is what we are concerned about: enumeration. So how do we then enumerate it? This is the what is it called? The syntax. We can use SNMP work. You can say SNMP work here. You can use SNMP check. You can use Nmap. You can use BRA as anyone. But I decide to use SNMP work. You understand? To make my SNMP enumerations. So what I just need to do is just to change the IP 8.0.2. So to know what are the services that are running, that's the purpose. Because if you know SNMP, it deals with every host, including firewall, including router, including computer, laptop, whatever. It communicates with all hosts on the network. So if there is a service running, we communicate with those services as well. So that's the reason why we are enumerating our SNMP. Is okay, fine. We can see here that FTP service is really running. You can see FTP service started, so which means FTP is really running on that machine. It's just that the port is open, so which means that we can of course access it. So if I do try and connect to it, since it's not showing 10.8.0.2 port 21, that's FTP. So show version, connection refused, so you can't connect to it, you understand, because it seems that there is a firewall, that the port is behind the firewall, and there's no way we can reach it. So based on the name of the machine, so we can easily assume that it's port knocking. So if to know things about port knocking, we can just go to Google again, port knocking. So it means it has been port knocked. So let me just take us through a bit of article port knocking on how port knocking work. Port knocking simply means that there is a kind of sequence of bytes, like a key, for me to access your room. Your room is there, you have your door, but I need a key, because the room is always open, so I need a key to access, your room. So which means there's a sequence of bytes needed, to make that port open. Then do whatever you want to do. Then when you are done, the sequence get locked again. So a kind of sequence to open, a kind of another sequence to lock it. So port knocking. But before we can be able to use port knocking, we must first install knockd. So just do knockd. If it's there, it's not here, so we have to install it on our Kali. You understand? So yes, so we have to do that, make sure that it's installed on our system, so we're able to use port knocking. So while that continue, so to use knockd, so let me explain it first. So let me just explain how knockd work. So let's open the knockd.config. You understand? So I hope you get it this way, and if you don't, we will go and read further. So these are the sequence of bytes. So bytes, packets, when I talk about bytes, we talk about kind of big, like a bucket, or sequence of bytes. Anyway, that's multiple of bits as well. So what this means is that when port knocking is made active, or port knocking is active, so it's activated. In this situation, this is the default situation, whereby 7,000 bytes will go first, 8,000 bytes will go next, then 9,000 bytes will go next, then the port gets open. This is the default. Some people might use 73345, then 79924, then 8444, whatever. You understand? So it's a kind of secret key, like a kind of encryption, that this sequence of bytes must get to this port before this port gets open to the public. So to that particular machine, you understand, not generally to the public, to that particular machine that is sending that byte, that particular IP that is sending that byte. So if, for example, at this default, if you are sending 7,000, 8,000, 9,003, the port will not open. It's a kind of key. So that's how port knocking works. So if this is in the article, if you really want to know more about port knocking, you understand, so you can go through all this. So actually, to really access the the port. As you can see, before we tried to connect to the machine .2 that's 21 and dash v or dash v. So you see it's saying connection refused. So let's do this. So we can see this is 777.888.999. let's change the IP address. Don't forget our IP address is 10.8.0.2. you understand? So we've sent this sequence first, this sequence of bytes, we've sent it first to that particular remote host. So we then try to connect to it. Let's see, it's still connection refused, which means that the connection is still wrong. The sequence of bytes we are sending to it is still wrong. So let's change the sequence of bytes. Let's try the default sequence of bytes that we saw. So 8,000, then 9,000. That's the sequence of bytes. So we can see we send another sequence of bytes to it, which is 7,000, 8,000, 9,000. Now let's see if we are able to connect it. So fine, this is very good, this is impressive. So which means that based on they make it default because they want us to be able to connect, but in real lifetime it won't be default, it will be changed. You understand? So this misconfiguration, you have to change default settings because they didn't change default settings, so it can be accessed. You understand? So we can cut this off. So we now have connection to that FTP service. It's open. You understand? So let's try anonymous login 10.8.0.2. This is anonymous login. So let anonymous, if my anonymous is correct, then any password or no password, fine, we have access to it. You can see login successful. That's anonymous login. Let's just do ls to list files. Wow, we have a file name called login.pcap. You can see we can read, we can write, you can see. So let's just get it. So get login.pcap. we all know pcap file. You understand? So we all know pcap file. So let's just quit. So let's just do cat login.pcap. Oh, so we can't really get this. So let's just do string, so that since it's in this kind of a format, so let's just do string. You understand? Okay, fine, we can get information in a string format. So but we can still make things better. So let's just look for, we are looking for username. If something username is there, so fine, very good. So we find username kbal and the password. It seems the password is URL encoded. It seems the password is URL encoded. So we have to decode the password. So let's open another, and let's open another mouse pad. You understand? So let's just copy it here. So let's just copy this URL encoded to really see what the password is. So copy, let's come here as well. So URL and encoding. So there are so many free, so many free whatever online, so many online free tools whereby that will be able to help you. If you like, can use ChatGPT. Okay, I think it should just be the code. So since I want to decode, So I'm not encode, I want to decode. So decode. So let's see the results of whatever. So this is the password. It has decoded URL. So let's copy it, take it back to our mouse pad. So this is actually the password. So the login is so let's try and access it through SSH. You understand? Okay, let me first copy the username, then I will come back to copy the password. So let's see, since we have credential, so let's SSH 10.8.0.2. no, okay, that's this at, you understand? So yes, so now the password, let's go look for the password. So this is the password. Let's go back. So input the password, press enter. Interesting. So we are Vishal. So who am I? So we are right. So PWD, that's where we are. So let's check what we have there. Nothing. So let's go back a bit. We must have a kind of what's it called, user flag. So cat local.txt. so this is her first flag. That's our first flag. So we come here, we put it. So I believe it accepts it. So it accepts it. So one flag submitted. So we can come back here again and continue our enumeration. Sudo tag-l. So from here we can see that it can run widgets with root privilege, as you can see. So let's still go back to, we don't need this anymore. So let's go back, GTFO beans, so where we can check so how we can use widget, to gain a root privilege. So okay, so widget with a sudo privilege. So let's just copy this and paste it there and see what comes of the. So no, we are still okay. Let's just do Python. Let's just make the taxi. You understand? Then batch. So okay, now we already have a normal listing. So okay, who am I? We are now roots. You understand? So we are able to use TFOBs, to elevate our privilege easily, to root, following the rightful command to use. And don't forget, we have to stabilize the shell to make the normal shell before we can really do that. So pwd home, so let's just cd to root, you understand. So ls, so we have proof dot, so just cat proof dot txt. So we have our root flag, so we come back to our machine and insert it. So I believe it accepts it, so it accepts it. So this, we are done with her. So you can see we submitted the 2 flags successfully. So that is just how it is done, you understand. So sudo what I want to do, id, so you understand. So sudo l, so it has privilege to do all, in all, with all, by all rather. So that is it. I hope we really enjoyed our conversation. So thank you very much and God bless. Thank you.